So my experience in Malaysia was short, as you know, because I arrived this morning. So basically, my experience of Malaysia is my experience of Epsom College. Because I was here all day, and I think it's a very impressive place, really impressive, um, because you have a real feel for excellence here. Everything is so well organized. You can feel that there is a real will to make the best out of the students, make them improve, make them successful. You feel also a lot of respect. Um, I have the feeling that the organization is huge also, because you have so many students. I mean, I really like what I see. I'm not surprised, but that's also why we chose to partner with Epsom College, because we knew that we were completely aligned in terms of mindset and goals. Now, talking about where we started from, just said it. We started with 9 kids. Now we have more than 40, and I think next year it's going to be even more and more. I think it takes time to establish a good basis. Uh, as I said earlier, we've been doing this for 30 years with a lot of success, with I think an impressive track record in terms of success with our players. But it's a new place, it's a new culture. We have to also collaborate well inside the place. So we get to know each other. It takes a bit of time. And I think we are fully ready now. We have Johan, who's here full time now as the sports director. We have a very solid group of coaches who are ready to apply the methodology. Um, I think the level of the players is good, very good. Always look at the low level to see where it is, and the low level is quite high, so that's good. So they're gonna motivate each other to do better and better. We're starting to do to have them participate into international tournaments, which is part of the development also. And if you need to know more, he's going to be much better than me explaining in details, because that's Johan who sets it up and organizes everything here. I don't know if you want to say a few words.
So our goal is next year to be at 60, we keep with our goal and really to bring this methodology to firmly. And I think going back to your question inside, and it's also a question I got in the interview, this yes, but we are in Malaysia, we are there. No, what Patrick's methodology is and what slowly try bringing it in the league, what they can do. I think every kid has unlimited potential. And I think that's something we really want to bring to Malaysia and to Asia is to believe in what, because I believe even small, big, you have four types which you see in all the countries that we are here to develop with the methodology we have. And one of them is believing in what they can do, starting from their strengths, building on positivity. That's, I think, how we got to develop the talent.
I'm 60 because if we would do more, then Epsom will have to build 10 more courses, and we love doing that. We don't want to be too hard on them too fast. This is going to come, but
True. Strategic. Just want to maybe can explain it with what rationale of choosing Malaysia to open up the academy here? Or is it going to be like hub for Southeast Asia? No, any future academy expansion plan that you guys are thinking about? I was confident about there's a number of forces that are factors into the choosing a location open up your academy. Can you explain to us who the factors right now and Malaysia specifically?
yes. And first of all, we wanted to have an academy in Asia because it's a huge continent with a lot of potential, and we wanted to be somewhere in Asia. We didn't choose Malaysia; we chose Epsom College. We want to partner with the right people, which is more important than where we are, because I believe that with what we've done in tennis for the last 30 years, wherever we are, people are going to come if we're delivering the quality that we are delivering. So, I mean, you all know the place. It's an incredible place. Uh, I'm not going to say again what I just said earlier. We want to be with the right. We have every day we have people calling us to establish a Mouratoglou fitness center or academy everywhere in the world. We do it only when we feel that we have the right partners, but also the right infrastructures, which are of course important because without it, it's not possible to do a good job. But we have both here, and yeah, so that's the place for any Asian player to practice and develop and be into a tennis and school program, which gives a lot of guarantees for the future. Because when you have both, you can do anything.
Uh, in terms of an attraction, obviously having the academies here, it does attract interest for tennis, football, and golf, of course. But it works both ways in the sense of we want to be able to offer a good academic program for the students because we believe that one of the reasons for students coming here is that they can do both. They can be successful in tennis or football or golf, but they can also leave us very successful with very good GCSEs and A levels.
I didn't say he said the hub tennis. I could have said it, so it's fine. I take it. Um, it's a strong statement, yes, but we don't do things small. Everything we've done in the last 30 years are big, you know. So we have high ambitions. We're not scared to say it. Uh, the academic side is extremely important for obvious reasons, but also because it's a mindset. It's a mindset for excellence, whatever we do. I say we as a group. So if we would be with people on the academic side, which were not having that mindset, we wouldn't do it. It would make sense. Uh, I think it's a mark of respect also potential of the children to expect the best from them and to be in a way, yeah, to be demanding with them because they can deliver. If you don't push children to deliver the best, they won't. And in a way, you don't put them on the right way for life. So I think again we alive on both on the school side and on the tennis side, and that's what makes us, I think, very special. Uh, but since we started in 1996, school has been very important for us. Now, to do school here, we can't. It's too different. And Epsom School have been focused only on that for so many years with success. I'm sure they do it much better than us. So it's perfect to partner together. And yes, we have very big ambitions, and I don't think it's too much to say that we're going to be the hub for. I don't know who else is here in the region. I'm sure there are other academies, but we're not scared to compete, and because we know what we are able to deliver, and I know what Epsom is delivering also.
What maybe just a bit of follow up. What does it look like on a day-to-day basis to be able to actually marry the two, school and tennis? How difficult is it? I think this question is for Cornelius to be able to just capture the picture, how much work goes of making sure that you can create that balance and that marriage between the two as well.
I think one of the things that we really focused on is making sure that the students have a balance of the academic curriculum as well as the tennis. So, the students who are doing 20 hours a week, that's a very demanding to do 20 hours a week. So we have to find ways in order to support them academically. So we find space in the curriculum where they can have their coaching lessons in the curriculum as well. So they may not do, say, a games lesson because they're playing tennis anyway. So it's not that important that they're doing games. They maybe play, say, an art lesson, but we make sure that they're doing the core subjects, the subjects that they're particularly interested in as well. And we also make sure that they've got the support in terms of when they go on tournaments. Obviously, they miss school, so we use Google Classroom to upload all of the lessons. And we have sports mentors, coaches in school that will check in with them once a week. And if they're away, they will check in with them and then come back to make sure that they understand what they've got to catch up with and support them and help them if they need it.
it's not just about the thing together, a school program and a tennis program separately. It's about trying to have structure and also the ability to kind of dance between the two. So Coach Johan has been here. First time we actually met was the 2nd of April, 2022. The borders of Malaysia just opened up. We're running a first series of camps. So to correct first of April, and with regards to that structure and that ability to provide support and go above and beyond for the kids, what is that like? Because at the end of the day, it's not just trying to be able to find as many tick boxes as we can. It's about creating a system as well. Obviously, we came here, we had 9 kids. The level was low at that time, not afraid to say that. We were able to build. And it's not only in terms of the players, but it's also in terms of the program, what we can start with outdoor court, where we had the indoor courts. Then we brought in a fitness coach. Next year, we'll be bringing in a PTO from time to time here. It's really building stone by stone, as Avis said, which has been very important ever since September. Now, we have somebody, particularly in the school, who is helping our kids from certain age group. They know they can go to this person before they go into a tournament, during and after the tournament. There are meetings set. Again, another step we try to move forward. So it's every time putting an extra layer and step by step. And one thing I think is key to what we do, and while I hear Frederick say also, it's excellent quality. We don't want to compromise quality. So that's why we prefer to go maybe a little bit slower, but always keep in mind that we want quality, we want the best for the kids, and we try to accommodate every time what they need. So also in terms of planning, if I can just move on that a little bit, is on a weekly basis with the coaching team. We are evaluating third player almost in our main programs, 40 players on a weekly basis. Program changes because of the load they can have physically. Then it started also with the school. So it's really on that personal base that we try to every time bring another layers to tennis, and hopefully the academy in France, it says it's 25 years, and in 25 years, hopefully earlier, we can get to the same level.
Or to correct you, 20 years.
So if we can get there, and we will have the same amount of players, same amount of excellence in terms of medical follow-up, in terms of school, in terms of coaching, in terms of that's what we are aiming.
In the development of a player, it's extremely important to be facing different style of opponents, because on tour you have so many types of games, and in general, when if you stay in Asia, you're gonna have some styles, but a lot of styles of tennis you're not gonna have to face. So if you don't do that at a young age, and for the future, it's about. What is important is to travel to play tournaments, international tournaments, and face again all types of tennis players and game styles. Um, you're right. We have now 18, probably in 1 month, 20 tennis centers and academies around the world. Of course, there is a exchange possible anytime. I think each academy, even though the methodology is the same, has its own personality. I think for Asian player, it's an ideal place because the kids don't have to go too far for their, for their school and their tennis. So it's easier to be here. But if the players are playing tournaments in Europe, for example, they have a base in Europe in between tournaments. So that's a big plus, rather than to be nowhere or staying at a tournament where the conditions are not great to practice. But other than that, I don't see any other reason why they should move to our academies. But first of all, nothing is definitive. What we can say is what we see at a moment in time. Thankfully, things are not static. Someone who doesn't have the right mindset can change this mindset. And I think we have a big role to play in that, because as we are human beings, we're always part of a group. Actually, technically, the group is the group they practice in. The group also is the people who are around, the coaches, and same with of course, with the academic side. This is the classroom they're in, the other people's, but also the teachers, and the whole mindset of the school. So that's why it's very important where people put their kids. If the mindset is not the mindset of high level, whether it's in tennis or at school, they're not going to develop the right mindset. And we're very careful on that because we believe, and I speak only for the academy, so I don't want to speak for Epsom, even though I think they sing the same, but I don't know. Like I said, we believe that it's all about the mindset. It's all about it. And having worked with a lot of champions in my life, a lot of number ones in the world, the greatest of all times, being friend with a lot of iconic champions in many sports. I know how those people process and think, and it's not the same as regular people. So this is something not everyone can think that way. Like you mentioned, there is only one number one, but actually the number two can become number one. So technically, there are a few number ones. There is the one that is number one, and the ones who are going to be number one. But it's exceptional. Still, the closer you get to that mindset, the more successful you're going to be, whether it's on the tennis court or in life in general. So that's our responsibility, and we take it very seriously.
I think you can speak to us as well. So we do teach growth mindset, and we do have students where we really encourage them to be resilient, reflect, improve, develop, be creative. There's not always one way of doing things, and you be creative. And I think that all feeds into the same kind of idea that it's not static, and you're here to develop, grow, reflect, grow a bit more. And it crosses over between the academic and sport.
See, this mean we better understand a little bit more expression of the methodology itself that we have. So the Mouratoglou methodology. Just add a little bit about how that goes about and how it teaches the coaches to coach players and players to coach the coaches. I'm more than happy to talk about it. Might be my job.
That's why I don't want to do my job. I'm trying to do mine as much as I can.
No, first of all, I think we are all about a personal touch. I think every child is different, everybody has different qualities, so us to find his strength. In fact, we spoke about passion. I think these are the keys in what we are looking for. Passion, positivity, faith, focused on strengths. Obviously, I can go a little bit more technical in terms of the tennis side, but mostly these things. Everybody's different. Everybody has an unlimited potential. And it's up to us as a coaching team or as a coach to go and develop all these qualities, to go and look for these qualities. And the approach can be different for player A than player B. But the idea is not a method. It's not something that for everybody who's anything. You will not see a player coming in and all do on 10 course same thing. You don't believe. I'm happy to say that. We believe that everybody is different, and in terms of how to process, how to get the best out of the player, we need to understand, but always in a positive idea. We are looking at the glass at half full, then let's go. We see what is good, and we try to build on that. And we are not looking at what's bad and trying to improve all the time. That no, working on strengths, working on what they do well, will give them confidence. From confidence, you will believe more, and we believe that anything is possible. I truly believe that here in the academy, there are multiple players that can become very good tennis players. I'm not going to put the number on it, but obviously linked to that is the amount of work you have to do. So to every goal you have, there is an amount of work. But I think the potential there is, they don't see that enough. And that's something we try to focus on with the coaches, is to focus on these strengths, what they do well, what they can do well, in what way they can bring points, in what way they are feeling the best, feeling positive. So I think it was complete.
I think in a boarding school environment where you're seeing every single aspect of the child, that pretty much becomes the big focus because you can see what are they like when they're with sleep, what they like when they're studying, when they're resting, what they're going to some of the hobbies. So as a school, for example, how do you discern, support this individual journeys that they're on, and also we want to provide that personalized approach for them?
I think you're right about the boarding, because I think the boarding element does mean that many of the students are here, uh, 24/7, and it means that we are able to offer a flexible program of support. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a sports mentor coach. They'll check in once a week with those students, but then in the evenings they get structured prep time where they're catching up with their work. And there's a teacher that's on duty in every single boarding house that's observing, helping, supporting those students, being advocates if needed. So if they've been out on a tour, uh, those teachers can also act as an advocate, writing to other teachers to ask for support for those students in particular subjects. So I think that means that their day is structured in terms of studying, but also the routine of boarding. The routine is the same every day. Their get up time, their prep time, their training times, their going to bed times. It's quite structured. So I think it provides a very disciplined backdrop for the science space.
Of course. So in the tennis school program, you have basically two types of students: some who want to be professionals, and some who dream about potentially being professionals, but they also chose that program because they know that having a very good level of tennis and a great education in terms of academics, they're going to be able to have scholarship in the best universities in the US. So in a way, for parents, it's also an investment for the future, because those universities are extremely expensive. But sports is so important in the US, and those competitions, sports competitions between universities, is so popular and so important that they give a lot of scholarships for very good tennis players. And this system is amazing because not only it gives a great diploma for their professional career, but also it gives the players the opportunity to continue to practice, improve, and having the diploma at the end. And a lot of those last 10 years, a lot of top professional players have come from the universities in the US, where they studied, but of course they had a lot of time to continue to practice and play tournaments and play professional tournaments, by the way, while they were studying. So that's a great system, especially being completely having a full scholarship. And so that's what our program is also providing. So you have the ones who are so good that they decide to skip university and go straight to professional tennis. But for that, you have to be really extremely advanced because it's a risk, even though you can come back to studies afterwards, but still it's a big risk. For those who are good, but they don't have guarantees, you never have a 100% guarantees, but don't give enough guarantees to go to professional straight away. They can go through the universities in the US and be, again, a full scholarship. So I think the system is just amazing. And for parents, once again, it's an investment. They invest to have full scholarship in the US for the children in the future. Did I answer the question? Yeah. So success, to answer the question, success is that to have the feeling that all the players that are in the program have fulfilled their potential. Of course, they're not finished tennis players yet, but you know that we bring them to the stage where we feel that they get everything in terms of personal investment and also investment on our side also, of course, so that they are where they should be at this certain moment in time. Somebody else after us will take the lead, whether they become pros or go to universities. That's success for me. Now, success that is more measurable is to have brought a certain number of players to the top 50, top 20, top 10 in juniors in the world, talking about, uh, and develop more and more players who are in a position to become top professionals from this region. That would be success in 10 years. So we have experience because that's what happened with Mouratoglou Academy in France. We brought so many players to the top 100 ATP WTA, so professional players. And I'm 100% sure we can do the same here, and that's the goal.
AI, something like that.
Yeah, I believe in analytics a lot because as a coach, 20 years ago, I was doing my own analytics with my paper and my pen because there was no technology behind. But I always thought that, okay, when you watch a tennis match, it's difficult to be 100% accurate. Actually, if you put 10 tennis coaches to watch a match and you ask a debrief to all the 10s, you'll have 10 different explanations. Some are, I mean, I don't know who's right and who's wrong. Again, it's my feeling. Why it's that? Because everybody has his own concept of tennis. What's tennis for you? Oh, it's all about the mental. Oh, it's about having strong shots, big forehand, big serve. Everybody has a different concept of tennis, view about tennis, and everybody sees the match through his own view. And second of all, we have emotions, even more when you're a coach because you want your player to win. You invest 100% of your time, your energy, your passion, so you have emotions. And emotions are not good advisors when it comes to see the reality the way it is because your emotion is kind of a filter between the reality. I'm not going to go into philosophical things like what is reality, but basically, if there is a reality, emotion is a big filter, and your concept of tennis is the second one. So I was doing my own analytics. The ball is in or out, nothing to discuss about it. In or out, no discussion. Did he serve out wide? Yes or no? Did the ball come back? Yes or no? So I was doing my own statistics. Now today, uh, we have incredible tools that give us incredible data. But as every tool depends what you do with it. You have to do something that is really useful, smart, and everything. So we we've been working on it for a long time. We're gonna keep working on it. We have actually a section which the company that is called Mouratoglou Analytics, where we're doing that for now 6-7 years for the professionals, and we're gonna bring it in 2027 to our academies. And of course, we're gonna involve AI because if we wouldn't, we would be late, and we want to be in advance. That's very
The question to Johan, of course, Johan is not an academy now, but it's a 19 academy around the world. But it's still an academy based in France. And also, if you look at the power 20s and tennis from Francophone, Francis, like the Belgium, like France and Switzerland, always those countries have brought up players who are very gifted technically. Lots of slides, lots of things. Do you believe in this philosophy in Mouratoglou Academy or versus study Russian or distant players who will play 10 hours of tennis a day at 12 years old? I think it's what Patrick said also. First of all, we have an idea of what you prefer. Obviously, if I can choose, and I'm more than doubting, I like the technical merits. But on the other hand, I don't think that you can have even the technical players in Belgium or in France. They were working extremely hard. Asking what Copa had been doing, what Dacia in art classes had been doing, but now they were extremely deep. On the other hand, they were also working. What I think is important within our idea of tennis to go and see, okay, what was a certain player need and what can I do? It's not about what we did, it's about what we can do to play better. And that I think is the core of our methodologies. Doesn't matter what I it means I need to teach what the player needs that I need to understand how he plays, how the parents build up on with the parents, get the trust of the parents, and then work together in the same way. So it's not I can coach differently you, I can coach differently her, I can coach differently Patrick, the lyrical. But it is everybody different. So again, that's of course I love it as somebody like Gopin or even somebody like Métis, it is a different style. And so I had admiration to look and let that we found reason seeing how he works every single day so hard that he pushes outcasts to be more stable, was maybe more contagious. And that kind of factor is, again, yeah, obviously we have our idea and those, oh, you need to go and work on the technique. Go and see Buddhists who make the final in Paris. It's foreign was like it. So you look at Medvedev. So there is no way you can have a preference. But I put my preference aside. You make it better because I need to do what he or she.
If I can adjust something to what Johan said, when he said about looking at the strength, it's really about it. So it's not about stereotype. Like players have to play that way. No, I mean we can't think that like this. This would be wrong. Actually, if you go back in time, uh, when Martin Hingis became number one in the world playing such tactical tennis, everybody was saying, "Oh, tennis has become so tactical. We're gonna have technical players in the future." And then the Williams come in, and with power, they just destroy Martina. And then everybody says, "Oh, now tennis is become so powerful, so it's going to be all about power." And then Justin Henin arrives and becomes number one with being that small and playing a different tennis. Our job is again to see the qualities and develop those qualities to the maximum. That's how you maximize the potential of. If you want to create stereotypes of players, you're going to destroy a lot of potential.
Right. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending this press conference. That's the end of our session. It's a privilege to be